Happy New Year, everyone, and welcome back to Division 2 of the Midwest F1 League. I'm Hotspot, and today it's the home Grand Prix of the Midwest F1 League, as the drivers attempt to tame the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve. 14 corners make up this 4.5-kilometer circuit, with 6 to the left and 8 to the right. 3 DRS zones here, but the task at hand is going to be staying penalty-free through the 3 chicanes. As you saw, if you watched the F2 race yesterday, the one that I took part in, it becomes a hot mess once penalties get thrown in. And, of course, there's always the risk of rain at this circuit, which, if you remember also yesterday, when the rain happened, this race became messy, to say the least, because, this track has no elevation change, really, so the water just kind of, lays on the track. So if we get any rain for this race, it's going to be a complete and total mess, but should be fun to watch. So just a couple of notes here. Big news again from the Mercedes team, as Chunky Corgi will take over Hash 9211's seat, as he is still on vacation. Hash 9211 is losing his full-time seat, so that is a big shakeup for the Mercedes team. GDB, which we will call him, will be taking over the Alfa Romeo seat of OG Northerner tonight. K-Dog K, she's filling in for a Division 1 driver, and her Racing Point seat will be filled by Racing Ginger from Division 3. So hopefully the Division 3... Hopefully he'll put on a good showing here, as there was actually a lot of talent in the Division 3 drivers that we watched before the new year, in the scrimmage, as you would call it. I'm just going to put on all the stuff here. We need a bigger track map. There we go. So who do we have out first? Out first, probably going to be Saffron City in the Williams. As we take a look at the constructors standings so far, McLaren F1 is about 25 points clear of the top at 65 points. However, we have a three-way tie for second place. Red Bull, Haas, and AlphaTauri all sitting at 40 points. Below them in 5th, Ferrari at 39, Williams in 6th with 38, Renault in 7th with 36, Alfa Romeo in 8th with 32, 9th is Mercedes with 25, and Racing Points in 10th. Only 16 points so far this season. I bet if someone didn't know this was an F1 game and they saw Mercedes down in 9th, they'd think I'm crazy, but Mercedes has not had the best of years, best of seasons so far. They've struggled a lot, especially as we were watching at Albert Park Circuit, Melbourne, Australia. They had a tough time. Monaco, before the break, didn't really help him either, as Saffron City is going to be starting his first time lap here. But as we look at the Drivers' Championship, we got Scavney currently sitting at first, 51 points. He's swept the first 2 races of the season, back-to-back wins. Sadistic King in 2nd with 38, JC in 3rd with 26, Tear the Tear 4th with 22, Best Pawns 5th with 20, Jinnit to win it, currently sitting 6th with 19. He's actually tied with Domingos for 6th, both at 19. Narniel currently sitting 8th at 17. He's tied with Kaz. And rounding out the top 10 is K-Dog K at 16 points. So very actually tightly contested amongst the mid-table here. Positions 3 through 10. Actually, even more than that. Feeman down in 14th has 14 points, so not a lot of gap there amongst the top half of the field. So that's actually something really cool to look at, as we get a car gone off over in Sector 2. I believe that's the Williams of Sadistic King, maybe just made contact with the wall or something. A lot of cars out on track right now. So this is going to be interesting. This chicane right here is a big challenge. Saffron City's handled that very well. How is he going to manage? Where is he going to come out? He's going to be on pole so far with a 111. JC Blackley, as I say that, has set the fastest lap, I think, right behind him with a 110. So JC, very fast lap for him in the Red Bull, as we have Scavney. He's currently sitting in 2nd as well. So currently we got Spool and Dub. He's taken over the AlphaTauri seat this week, which I forgot to put in my notes. Apparently I was going to, and then I completely just blew it off reading about it. AlphaTauri without Sweet tonight. Taking his place is Spool and Dub. So yeah, that's the other note I was supposed to write. So yeah, this track, as we learned yesterday in the F2 race, very, very difficult. I myself took place in that event, and surprisingly enough, I got pole. And then I kind of just fell off. Penalties really started eating away at me. which is going to be a problem for the drivers here. You know, if you're getting those penalties, especially in the 3 chicanes, 3 and 4, 8 and 9, and then 13 and 14, lots and lots of track limits penalties, I'm assuming, are going to happen. And that, I think, is going to be the difference maker to this race. The good news is that when you get these penalties at this track in particular, there is a lot of room to make up the time. As we have, I believe that's Best Pawns who's... No, someone's gone off. I believe it's Super Nanus off the pace with some front wing damage on the left-hand side, who was going to let his teammate go by. As I was saying, there's actually a lot of ground to be made up at this track, especially what I found going through turns 10 and 11. I think if you get that corner perfect, as we're going to see if who's going through that right now. Terry, he's currently sitting 4th. But anyways, yeah, if you get a good line through that corner in particular, that's a lot. That is a big spot where time can be made and lost, especially that, and then going into 13 and 14, which is probably the hardest chicane I've ever used. Oh, we got a car really wide over here. That's a Mercedes of I believe Freeman has just gone off, or was that Cordy? I couldn't really tell. It was one of the 2 Mercedes. We've got a lot of cars into the pits now. As I say, that's Spool and Dub in the Alpha Tower and Sadistic King. Also in the Williams, he's going to be coming out on their outlaps. But with the F2 race yesterday, yeah, it was a fun experience. That was my first attempt at actually competitive racing, and I started on pole for the first race, and then penalties just got wacky, and I had to take an extra pit stop with the rain, and then my pit strategy didn't work because I was too focused on actually driving, and I forgot to actually change the tires to put on the wet, so I actually finished the race off on softs. The soaking wet track, not the best idea. So I ended up finishing 9th that race, and then the sprint race, I actually started at 9th and then went up to 5th, so I was actually quite happy with myself there. Solid birthday present. Even though that's probably going to be my last attempt at competitive racing. We got a Haas going off there. That's Tim Lee. I don't know if he's gone off or just letting him go by, but certainly interesting there. We've got Feeman, he's on his outlap, but yeah, that's probably going to retire me for online racing until I get back to my college dorm and get some solid internet, because I do not want to be making contact with too many people and coming across as a dirty driver when really it's just my internet is not great. So yeah, really, really good there. That was actually quite fun, but as I was talking about the rain, if we happen to have a rain race today, it is going to change things up so much, because, number one, the pit strategy is going to be completely thrown out the window, okay? You're going to have to change everything, and that becomes a problem, because some people, like myself and a couple others, were trying to stay on softs until the end, and then some people just went straight to the wet tires, which ended up being the correct strategy. However, it's just, there's a lot of variation to it, and not to mention that this track does not react well when it's under rain. The water just completely lays on the surface of the track. It's a completely flat track, and so braking, not so much of this chicane here, but especially going into 10, is just a complete and total mess. The Sadistic King in the Williams sets a pole. Get Scavney here. He's going to be coming into turn 10 here. Scavney looking to make it 3 in a row this week, as he took the win. Oh, he got a bit of a lock up there, but anyways, trying to make it 3 in a row as he took the win at Albert Park and in Monaco. He's had a very good start to the season. Just watch him here. This is a time lap for him, I believe. Oh, he's cutting those chicanes. Oh, he got loose coming out of 14. Very close. Yeah, he's not going to get... He's about a tenth off, but still, I think it was just that last corner really just kind of hurt him. Who else we got on track? JC, he's doing okay. We got Best Pawns. He's coming out on his outlap. So Team Renault has not had the best start to the season. We saw a couple times in the first 2 races as well. They had some really good. They had a really good race going. Then for some reason something just happened. I remember it was one of the. I believe it was one of the Renaults that at Monaco. I was hearing talks of controller malfunctions or something in the Discord, and we had accident under safety car as, wow, Best Pawns goes really wide coming to that corner. I think he may have hit the grass on the left-hand side. Yeah, he's just going to pull it over to the side. So Renault will certainly be looking to make a better impression this week at Canada, the home race of the Midwest F1 League. Speaking of tough starts, C. Freeman, 2 seconds off the pace right now, 3. Mercedes is certainly looking to get some better results here. Still early days in the season, I will say that. This is only round 3, as Freeman's going to go into the pits. Tim Lee. We got Narniel in the AlphaTauri. He's had a pretty decent start to his season. He's currently sitting 8th in Drivers' Championship right now. Not the best start, certainly not where he wants to be, but not terrible. We got Super Nunes. He's on his outlap as well. So right here, this turn 10 is also, if you use this turn correctly, it could also be a big overtaking spot. You know, because it's very easy to get the line completely wrong in that corner. You could exit wide, you could brake too late and go wide, you could brake too early and go slow through the corner. That is a very difficult turn to handle. And that's, I think, one of the biggest overtaking sections, personally. At least it was for me yesterday in the F2 race. I found myself gaining some position there. So yeah, I mean, this is going to be certainly an interesting race. But I talked to the drivers in the Discord this previous week about this track, and not a lot of drivers like this circuit. At least the ones that responded, which was only like 3 or 4. But most of these drivers really think this track is a struggle. They said the overtaking is really limited to the DRS zones, and it's a very tight and constricting track as well at some points. Not a lot of room for error. The penalties, as I was mentioned before, are going to be completely a game changer. As we see Narniel. If you see Saffron City's become a little bit wide, a little bit slow out of turn 10. Narniel surely is going to have a better lap time here. Saffron City, yep, he's on his outlap. Saffron's going to let him go by. Here comes Narniel through 13 and 14 through the straight. Oh, it's going to be close. Narniel moves up to second. Goodness me, he's less than 1/10 of a second off. Good lap from Narniel there, just barely off. However, and this is something I noticed personally when I was racing in the Midwest Madness tournament, whoever starts in the second spot on the grid, I believe actually has an advantage, because if you go into that left-hander, it turns 1 and 2, that left hand, whoever starts in first is going to be on the outside in turn 2. And naturally, I mean, that's going to be slower, especially coming out of turn 1. So, I mean, whoever's starting second here has actually, I think, quite an advantage coming off the grid. As long as he gets a good start, I think we should see a lead change really early on. As I'm not sure if Narniel's going to be taking another lap here. He's going to be going to the pits. Tear the Tear's on his outlap. So a lot of cars taking some laps here. We still got about 5.5 minutes left of this session. Narniel's going to be going into the pits for him. Here's JC. Sadistic Kings just set another fastest lap in the Williams. He's put himself up in a second. Get a yellow flag in Sector 1. Here comes JC now. C. Freeman, not on his outlap. He's also on a timed lap. Surely he'll be having to get out of the way. I think Narniel may have actually, or JC Blackley might have actually just gotten a little bit wide coming out of the corner. Surely that was track limits, but the game says no. JC looks a little bit wobbly right now. I don't know if it's just my internet or what, but that car does not look to be treating him very well, as he's had to do a little bit of Tokyo drift coming out of turn 10 and into turn 11. With the top 3 spots here, Sadistic King, Narniel, and JC Blackley, all within 0.2 of a second within each other. So that's actually really great. That's good, tight, contested racing that we love to see. As I'm going to right along with Scavney here a little bit. Scavney currently sitting 4th. Pretty good spot for him, though. I think he's had this lap time canceled. Possibly because of the, I can see the red on the minimap. I'm not entirely sure if that's the deal or not. Well, let's ride along with him anyways. Well, that chicane there as well, 8 and 9. That one's kind of tough to get correctly. When it's taken correctly, that is a very fast chicane. But when it's not taken correctly, it's actually kind of a it's a big mishap as well. So should look for some action there. As I don't know if he's still going to carry out this lap. Oh, he's hit the wall a little bit there in the DRS zone. And he's going to become straight into the pits here, Scavney. He's got a little bit of time if he wants to adjust the setup. Well, actually can't do that because parked from me. But he's got a little bit of time if he wants to attempt another lap, as what Narniel's going to do. He's got 3 minutes left to make a move here on first place. He's still not that far off, within 1/10 of a second, as he's in the DRS zone now on his outlap. Oh, not to mention JC Blackley also on his outlap. He's currently going through, I believe he's going through Sector 2 right now into that DRS zone. Here comes Narniel. Let's ride along with him for this lap. Oh, that's going to be tough. Spool and Dub coming out of the pits at the same time. That may have actually hurt Narniel's lap a little bit. Razor Guy has retired from the session. He's currently sat 9th. But geez, I don't know if Narniel's actually going to struggle from that. I don't want to call it an incident, but something has certainly happened right there, as his teammate, Spool and Dub, was coming out of the pits. That was tough because, as you can see, Narniel had to jam on the brakes a little bit. He didn't know if he wanted to take that corner a lot quicker. I think he's just had his lap time deleted right there. But Spool and Dub, I mean, you can see he kind of panicked a little bit on the brake as he was going through turn 2 there. I think that certainly messed up his time. However, he still has 2 minutes left if he wants to make a last-ditch effort. As we're right along with Best Pawns. Oh, he's a bit slow right now. Has he just hit a wall or something? He's got a puncture? No, he doesn't have a puncture. Oh, it kind of looks like it. I don't know if the Best Pawn's done a time lap or an out lap right here. Tightly contested throughout the top 4 right now, as Best Pawn's currently sitting in 3rd. Must have missed that happening, unfortunately. Sadistic King, currently the on provisional pole in the Williams, on his out lap, coming through turns 10 and 11 right now. 1.5 minutes to go. Feeman in the other Red Bull, currently sitting 16th. He's on his outlap as well. Right along with Sadistic King right here, coming through the chicane of 13 and 14. He's handled that chicane well. Oh, we got a Haas that's gone off over here. I believe that's Tim Lee in the Haas? Possibly. Maybe gone a little bit wide, as he's now heading into turns 3 and 4 the chicane there. But here's Sadistic King, currently on provisional pole, through the chicane of 3 and 4. Heading into Sector 2 now, 6 and 7. Handling it well so far. He hasn't had to let off too much there, as there goes Tim Lee in the Haas. I was correct about that. Sadistic King through the DRS zones. Best Pawn currently sitting in 3rd place. He's chosen to stay in the pits for right now. Narniel, I believe, is Best Pawns is now just retired from the session. I believe Narniel is now starting a lap. Sadistic King. Oh, Sadistic King got into the wall. Oh boy, and he's lost part of his front wing as well. That is not what he wanted. Sadistic King, I think he actually had a really, really good lap going right there, but he's just completely wrecked his front wing. He's still going to finish out the lap, tell you what. Through the grass. So Sadistic King currently on provisional pole. Who's this coming through? JC Blackley is going to sit 4th right now. Here's Narniel on his timed lap. Currently heading into turn 10. Scavney has taken the pole! Scavney knocks Sadistic King off! A last-ditch effort from Scavney, crosses the line. He's on provisional pole now. It's up to Narniel, currently sitting in 3rd. He's still on his timed lap, or actually, no, he's not. I don't think. What's happening? No, I thought he was on a timed lap. I thought he was. Spool and Dub, no, he's just chilling to the finish line. Who still has a lap to go? Here's C. Freeman. in the Mercedes, currently going through the DRS zone. I do believe, though, he's had his time deleted. As he heads through 13 and 14, I don't think it's going to help him any. I see the red on the mini-map. I'm sure he's gotten his time deleted. Who else we got? We've got a Williams, I believe. That's Saffron City. Currently, nope, he's in the pits. Sadistic King. No, these are just cars kind of making their way downtown here. So as it stands right now, Scavney, back-to-back race winner the past 2 weekends. Currently sitting on pole, Sadistic King and the Williams. In second, Sadistic King. He had a good weekend last time out at Monaco as well. He'll be looking for a win here. Narniel sitting third in the AlphaTauri. Best Pawns fourth in the Renault. Fifth, it's Heavy S in the BWT Racing Point. That's going to be great for them. They've got a solid starting spot now. That is exactly what they need to get out of that 10th spot. I think today, only 9 points back of Mercedes. Spool and Dub, AlphaTauri currently sitting 7th. Tear the Tear, and I believe that's a Alfa Romeo. I believe he's sitting 8th right now. It's Feeman in the Red Bull. Not the qualifying pace that he wanted. Scavney, the McLaren, first place in on pole. Sadistic King in the Williams, currently sitting 2nd. Narniel in 3rd in the AlphaTauri. Best Pawns 4th. JC Blackley 5th in the Red Bull. 6th, it's Heavy S in the Racing Point. That's a good result for them. Spool and Dub in the AlphaTauri. The reserve driver, he's come through and put up a solid time. Tear the Tear in the Alfa Romeo, currently sitting 8th. Good for them as well. C. Freeman, the Mercedes. That's a solid starting spot for the Mercedes. One of the best they've had all season. Super Nina sitting 10th in the Renault. Razor Guy in the Ferrari in 11th. Domingos 12th in the McLaren. Chunky Corgi, the reserve driver, in 13th. Saffron City 14th. Tim Lee 15th. Racing Ginger 16th. And then Feeman rounding out the field in 17th position as we go into the race. And so we're going to be getting into the race shortly now. This is going to be a good one. That's all I know. It's back. This is the first time. Well, I can't say it's the first time the drivers have been in the car. First time for Division 2 of, getting into competitive racing since the last race at Monaco. I believe this is 3 weeks ago now. 2 weeks ago. Something like that. Not sure. So Scavney in the McLaren. Back in first place for now, starting on pole. Will he be able to keep the position? As he's got, I believe, Sadistic King in the Williams, currently sitting 2nd. I still think that whoever's sitting in that 2nd spot, as long as he gets a good start, is going to have a great opportunity at taking the lead here going into turns 1 and 2. As we're going to be starting the formation lap very slowly, very shortly, my bad. By the way, and I'm going to advertise this right now, if there's anybody out there in the league that wants to try their shot at commentating, I can sure use a partner up here in this booth. So yeah, feel free to message me or message Crash McQueen in the Discord as well. Broadcasting, well, it's some people, they get really afraid of it. They get really kind of nervous. They think, oh boy, well, I better not make a fool of myself. Trust me. The more that you do it, the better at it you get. You just be yourself and you get up there and you do it. Not that hard at all. It's a big scary role when you first step into it, but then after the first couple times you think, this is okay. I mean, think of it this way. I stepped into the at Albert Park. That was my first attempt at commentating Formula 1. And that went pretty well. So, what do you got to lose? Couldn't go that bad, right? Well, here we go. The driver's heading through the 3rd DRS zone here. Well, 2nd or 3rd, whichever one you want to call it. Scavney on pole, looking to make it 3 in a row. Sadistic King looking to bring home a good result for the Williams. Narniel, who somehow made his way ahead of Sadistic King. Interesting stuff there. Sadistic King, I'm not saying I'm putting my money on him, but that 2nd spot is sure looking good right now. And that is going to be a big advantage if he gets a good start here, as he's got the preferred line going into turn 2, which if you get a good start out of that, it's actually really good. So here we go. The grid is about lined up here as we're waiting for just the Haas of Tim Lee back there, and I think Racing Ginger and the other BW2 Racing Point, Feeman's back there as well. Here we go. Race 3 of the Midwest F1 League. Almost ready to go. It's lights out and away we go here at Canada. Scavney's got a good start, but Sadistic King down to the inside. Sadistic King's got it going to turn 1. It's 3 wide for the lead as they head into 1. Sadistic King in the Williams got the good start. Scavney's actually lost the position back there. I think is Spool and Dub. He's 3 wide alongside the Mercedes and the Renault. I think we got a car going off. Yellow flag's out. Car's hitting the wall going through that corner there. Already a huge everything. What has happened? Yellow flag in Sector 1. My grid's all messed up again. Predicted pit stop strategy. It's going to be around lap 9 to 13. Second stop's going to be lap 22. That's going to be no matter what strategy you take, as we got Scavney in second right now. That is not the start that he wanted. As we've got, I think JC is going to be on the... JC might have a overtake on It's Heavy as they head into turn 10. See if he can get around him. No, he's got the Alfa Romeo of Tear the Tear right behind him. I think Tear the Tear got a little bit loose coming out of turn 10. That's going to hurt him a little bit. So, surprised. I don't know why those blue lights are flashing, but no. We got, I think, Spool and Dub in a Alpha Tauri coming through 13 and 14. Super Nitas and Tear the Tear getting very close to making contact. Sadistic King and the Williams set the fastest lap. This is the battle we're going to be watching right now. Is Tear the Tear and Super Nitas heading into turn 1. This could be a very important overtake here. Tear the Tear's gone really shallow into 1, and Spool and Dub's going to get the position over Super Nitas. Super Nitas has gone way wide getting turn 2, and he's lost the 7th position. Best Pawns has entered the pit. I don't know what's happened with him. I think he could have just had front wing damage or something, but as we see here, Narniel might have an opportunity to make a move on Scavney coming through these next couple corners, possibly into turn 10 again. We've got JC Blackley. Could possibly make a move on It's Heavy S as they head through Sector 2 into the chicane of, I believe that's 8 and 9. As they head into turn 10, JC, could he try to get the inside? I think It's Heavy S has gone way wide, possibly made contact with the wall there. Has he got any wing damage? Maybe, I couldn't tell, but he got really wide in that corner. That's surely not what he wanted. Here's Narniel. He's going to try to make a move on Scavney for second. As he goes across turn 14, I'm sure that was a warning. Probably would have been if I did it. Sadistic King has just set the fastest lap again. Narniel, now he's set the fastest lap. And my prediction was correct about starting in second place going into turns 1 and 2. Sadistic King got a great start and ended up with the lead already in turn 2. We had 3 wide. I believe Scavney was in a lot of trouble there for a little bit. As we got JC, he's trying to make a move on It's Heavy now as they head through. I think Spool and Dubs just received a time penalty, multiple warnings. Willing to bet you he's going through the chicane of, actually no, he's going through the first chicane right there of 3 and 4, I believe is what that was. It's Heavy, starting to do some good defensive driving here, starting to show a little bit more pace than he was. We got a yellow flag in Sector 2, someone's going off. I believe that's a Racing Point of Racing Ginger. Maybe just kind of falling off a little bit. Here's JC into the corner. Oh, he's cut Tear the Tear to the inside! What a dangerous move from Tear the Tear, and he's somehow... he hasn't taken the position at all, but my oh my, he's come in guns blazing into the corner. Somehow he hasn't collected JC. Somehow he's kept his front nose clean. His front nose, his front wing, somehow he's kept it clean. That was surprising. He's completely come into that corner and made contact with the inside of JC. I'm not sure if it was contact enough to create any damage. It doesn't appear to be so. As we get a yellow flag in Sector 3. Something has happened there. I'm trying to look at the minimap and decipher what's happened. As here comes JC Blackley trying to make a move on It's Heavy S possibly as they head through the chicane of 3 and 4. Narniel currently sitting third. He's only half a second behind Scavney, but here comes JC. Can he make a move on It's Heavy going into the DRS zone? They're going to have it this time by. Best Pawns has just received a 3-second time penalty. Currently sitting 16th in the Renault. DRS for JC as they head into 8 and 9. And he's going to play conservatively for now. He's going to try to maybe get the position going into turn 10. He's going to have to hope that Heavy goes wide in the corner. This has been the battle that we're looking at here. Currently going for 4th place. Here comes Tear the Tear again. Maybe trying. Tear the Tear's gone a little bit wide in that corner. So we'll have to check back in on that one, as Narniel possibly might have a move on Scavney coming up soon as they head into turns 13 and 14. Gonna yellow flag in Sector 2. Oh, Razor Guy, I believe in the Ferrari. Yeah, he's gone off completely. He's in the wall. He has completely lost his front wing. I think he may have made contact with Best Pawns there. Best Pawns currently sitting 16th. Does he have any front wing damage? The answer is yes. Ahaha. Hotspot is on the case, and I've concluded that Best Pawns and Razor Guy have made contact going through Sector 2, and a Heavy S Heavy S in the racing point has a time penalty. Surely not what he needed, as he was having a good run here. He's made up 2 spots since the start, as he currently sits 4th. That's also helpful for JC Blackley, sitting at 5th right now. He doesn't need to fight too hard for this position right now. We've got Narniel in the Alpha Tauri. Let's see if he can make a move on Scavney going into the corner. Sadistic King. Might as well give him the paper to read. He hasn't had to do too much defensive driving at all, as he's put 3.5 seconds behind him to 2nd place. And JC is going to get the DRS this time by. Surely he's going to make a, I don't want to say aggressive, well, yeah, probably more aggressive effort for the overtake. No, he's still a little bit behind. Though I think at this point he's probably just trying, not too hard to get that position, as he doesn't really need to. Heavy S has the penalty ahead of him. He's probably going to need to take it to the pits, as we have Feeman, who's just overtaken Tim Lee. I think something's happened to Tim Lee. He looks awfully off the pace. Maybe just Feeman's hit the brakes later. But he's picked up the 12th spot. I've been watching that battle for a couple laps now. I was just trying to see if JC was making a move on Heavy. As we have Tear the Tear, kind of just sitting behind Spool and Dub right behind him. So this 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th, very close. Tear the Tear gets loose off of turn 6, going into 7. This could be a tight battle for the spot here. Who's going to get the position? Spool and Dub on the right-hand side as they head through the chicane. Tear the Tear, they make contact. Tear the Tear, and they both go around. Tear the Tear and Spool and Dub collect each other going through turn 8. And he nearly gets into the Renault. Oh, and he gets into that when he gets in the Mercedes. What has happened here? Spool and Dub got into an incident with Tear the Tear fighting for 6th spot, and he's backed into the Mercedes. I think that was C. Freeman. Tear the Tear, he's still stuck in a wall or something. Tear the Tear is parked in a dangerous location. I guess technically he is disqualified. That's in fact what it says. We're under virtual safety car. Goodness me. 3-second time penalties. Multiple warnings. That's super unanimous. But what an incident there. I think honestly what may have caused that, as you saw, Spool and Dub was trying to, well, he spun out. So he spun out in turn 9. Okay, DRS is apparently enabled again, as we are back to green flag racing here. But what a interesting turn of events there, to say the least. So let me try to dissect this one. That was just crazy. So the Spool and Dub, what he tried to do, so he and Tear the Tear got into each other going into turn 8, and I saw it happening because Spool and Dub was trying to take the inside, and I don't think he had enough room. Either that or Tear the Tear may squeeze down on him just a little bit too hard as they were going through turn 8. So they collected each other. Now Spool and Dub stayed kind of over in turn 8, but what happened was, I can't remember if it was Super Natus in the Renault or Best Pawns in the other Renault. It was one of the Renaults, as Narniel's going to be taking a stop here. But one of the Renaults nearly got into him. He had to cut across the corner, as I believe that's actually, well, both of them have penalties. I don't want to, I hate to believe that that's what's caused the penalties, him having to cut across the track to try to avoid him. But then what happened after that, one of the Mercedes, I don't know if it was C. Freeman or Chunky Corgi, but one of them, Spool and Dub was just blocking the entire track. Saffron City has picked up a 3-second time penalty. Narniel, he's come out in 4th. He's made a good stop there. As we got a tight battle for position here. Domingos and Racing Ginger in turn 2. got Saffron City trying to get around, possibly. This is going to be another tight battle here. Racing Ginger's got a 3-second time penalty for going across the chicane there. Saffron City may get into the back of them here. Here they go into turn 6. And Saffron City's going to come away with position. Lots of penalties, especially in those Ford Domingos. Up into 6th, the other McLaren. He's picked up 6 spots since the start of this race. Heavy S in the BWT Racing Point, he's made up 3 since the start. Oh, we're only 9 laps in. I'm out of breath already. Could you believe it? As Scavany and Heavy S both going into the pits here. Oh, it's going to be a tight... Well, nope. Heavy S is only coming in now. So Sadistic King, currently our leader. He's got a Renault behind him of, I believe that's... Oh, I don't know who that is, but it's one of the Renaults. He's just got really wide. I believe it's Best Pawns. Yep, that is Best Pawns. Chunky Corgi has just picked up a 3-second time penalty. So this is going to be interesting now for Sadistic King because his I wouldn't say his counterparts. What am I thinking? The people currently, I believe, 2nd through 5th, have now taken a spot. If I stops, yep. So everybody has taken a stop except our leader, Sadistic King, in the Williams. As I say that, he's coming in right now, and I believe he's put a healthy distance on 2nd place. It was currently Narniel. Going to be coming through here as the Williams Sadistic King only in the pits now. Here comes Narniel. It's going to be, I think it might be actually pretty close coming through the corner here. As the Williams is leaving the pit now, this is going to be really tight coming off the out of the pit lane, and the Williams is going to lose the lead. Narniel has just taken the lead over Sadistic King. Sadistic King actually may have come out in a really good spot, and he has. Sadistic King has just taken the lead right back. Well, I thought it was going to be a close battle out of the pits, and I wasn't wrong. Sadistic King, our leader, has taken it right back from Narniel as he exits the pits. So now we're going to watch Narniel. He's currently sitting 2nd. He's going to have the DRS. Oh, Narniel picks up the penalty. Oh, jeez. I'm lost for words. Sadistic King, we had a yellow flag right there. I don't know who that is that's going off. I believe that could be Razor guy. Sadistic King and the Williams. Let's see if Narniel can pick up any time coming out of turn 10 into 11. It's not going to be a lot if he does. He doesn't have the DRS. No other real tight battles. We're just going to watch this right here. We got Scavany. He could be starting to make a shot back at back for 2nd place here as the top 3 enter going into turns 1 and 2 now. So Sadistic King, I thought it was going to be a gamble in the pit strategy, and it certainly was. However, he's taken the win on it for sure. He's actually kept Narniel within a 2.5 seconds behind him. Chunky Corgi in the Mercedes, currently sitting 11th. He's trying to crack the top 10. He and Feeman might be having a battle very soon. Let's check in on them as they head through turns 1 and 2 now. Oh, Chunky's going to get... Oh, he did not handle that corner that well. He's... I don't know if he's just... I couldn't even tell you. It just looked weird, looked funny. So now we're going to look at the penalties right now. Best Pawns, currently sitting 14th. He's got the most penalties at 9 seconds. Everybody else has 3 seconds so far. So, I guess right now the pressure is on Sadistic King. He doesn't have any penalties. And, hopefully for him it's going to stay that way, as I'm sure that's what he would want, obviously. Because right now he hasn't... Well, he's just set a fastest lap as well. So far... One of my predictions was correct. I said whoever was starting 2nd was going to get a better start and end up with the lead. That was completely true. So I believe we've had 3 lead changes so far. Well, maybe only... Yeah, 3 lead changes. So that part was true. Sadistic King certainly got the better of it. He started in second alongside Scavney. Saffron City has picked up a 3-second time penalty. That's his second penalty. What else we got going on here? Scavney. Get a yellow flag over in Sector 1. That's a Mercedes that's gone off. I believe that could be Chunky Corgi. Oh, yeah, he's in the grass on the inside of in turn number 2 there on the right-hand side. Certainly not what he wanted. I also said that penalties were going to play into this race a lot, and currently as it stands, Scavney, I mean, there's still a lot of racing left, and I'm sure there's still going to be a lot of penalties, but right now Scavney has got this second position locked up, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot of mixing it out in within the midfield here. Positions 5 through 9th all have penalties, some more than others. But so far, 13 laps in, it's all been Sadistic King and the Williams. Scavney did not have the start that he wanted. He started on pole and immediately lost positions. We get a yellow flag in Sector 3. I believe I think something's happened there between Racing Ginger and Tim Lee over in turn 10. Saw the yellow flag. Tim Lee, neither of them appear to have wing damage. Maybe just somebody's gone wide. Any other really close battles? The answer is no right now. This field is starting to get really spread out, as you can see. We got actually, I kind of lied to you, Tim Lee. What just happened there? I believe, it's Chunky Corgi's gone in pit. That's what's happened. I was about to say we had some sort of overtake there. There's a pit stop. As Best Bonds is also going to overtake Chunky Corgi. Well, Narniel may have gone a little bit wide in that corner. Tell you what, that's a hard corner to get right. Turn 14, because, obviously not even to mention the, you could cut in a bit too close to the Saffron City in the Williams. That's 9 seconds right now. As I was saying though, Narniel, that's a very tight corner to make. You could either hit the wall, you could cut the corner and get a penalty. So, not even to mention the fact you could get a penalty whilst hitting the wall. So that's very tough corner to say the least. As we got Chunky Corgi here, he might be making a move on Best Pawns here. Going through into turn 10, this is going to be a close one as they come down the straight, and Chunky Corgi is going to get the advantage going into the corner. How about going out of it? Yep, he's going to get that too. Best Pawns now outside of a second. Is Best Pawns going to get the DRS? The answer is no. Chunky Corgi's made a good overtake there. And he's also picked up the DRS as well. He's gone through the detection zone. Or has he? Was that DRS? I couldn't even tell. Kind of looked like it on my screen. Best Pawns, he's entered the pits. Sadistic King has now put almost 4 seconds behind him onto Narniel. And Sadistic King, our leader in the Williams, has just set yet another fastest lap. We got Domingos in the McLaren. He could be making a move on Saffron City very shortly as they head through 13 and 14. And it would appear that my cat has came and joined me in the broadcast booth. Oh, we got someone exiting the pits here. That could be something. Chunky Corgi, the Mercedes, has just left the session. What? Does someone want to explain that? Chunky Corgi, had penalties, but was having a decent race. There's a lot of people ahead of him that have penalties. Surely that could have been made up on pit stops. And he's just left the session. Interesting. Anyways, Saffron City driving past the Ferrari of the Razor guy. Ferrari currently sitting 5th in Constructors. Very, very close battle from about, 7th on up to 2nd. All within 4 points. Alfa Romeo sitting there in, I believe Razor guys just lost that position to Best Pawns as I was reading the constructor standings. Good move there from Best Pawns. Razor guys still has the DRS as they come down the straight now. As we get a tight battle in the midfield here, Domingos could be making a move on Saffron City very shortly. Best Pawns has picked up a 3-second time penalty. That's 12 seconds for him now. Into turns 1 and 2. Domingos has slowly been applying the pressure on the Williams of Saffron City through these past couple laps. It's starting to get a closer and closer battle as C. Freeman moves up into 8th as Super Nunez enters the pits. So Domingos is probably going to have the DRS coming by this time. DRS he does. Only 0.7 of a second behind as they go into 8 and 9. Oh, and Seffron's taking that corner a lot better than Domingos, but Domingos has still kept a decent amount of pace here as they now head into turn 10. Domingos, the gap is now within half a second as they head into turn 10. Seffron got a little bit of the grass. Seffron's gone wide. Domingos may have gone too tight into the corner. Both of them making mistakes on that. The position at the moment remains unchanged. Has he just missed a shift? That's what it sounded like. As Saffron City is going to be making a pit stop now, so it looks like the second round of pit stops is going to be happening very shortly. So some of the drivers currently lower on the leaderboards right now are taking the earlier stops. So Domingo's currently sitting 6th. Oh, Best Pawn's gotten a little bit shaky there. I kind of caught that one. Freeman, he's moved up into 7th now. As they exit the pits, here comes the Williams of Saffron City. He's not. Oh, he's got Feeman to his right-hand side there. That might be a tight battle to watch. As who's that in front of him? C. Freeman has just completely gone across the grass. I don't know if he just missed his braking point or what, but he's completely cut off the chicane at turn 3. And Saffron City making the overtake as they head into turn 8 and 9. Freeman's had another lockup. He's going a bit wide coming in at 9. Let's see if he's going to be able to get the position back as they head into turn 10. This is going to be a close one as they head into the corner. Freeman's got yet another lockup. As they come out of the corner, I think Saffron may have gone... Oh, that's Feeman behind him. He's gotten really loose coming out of the corner. I thought he nearly just lost it. MVS has received a 3-second time penalty. I believe that's his second now. So Feeman got really, really loose coming out of that corner. However, he is going to have the DRS coming through the straight here. Or is he not? Oh, apparently not. Best Pawn's picked up another penalty. Freeman is having a lot of lockups now. As Feeman in the Red Bull is going to be taking this position as they head into turn 3 and 4. Oh, it's going to be side by side through the chicane. See, Freeman's had to cut the corner again. Feeman's going to take the spot. He left Freeman plenty of room as well. That's a great overtake from Feeman as well. Freeman now, he's had a lot of lockups these past couple laps. He's going to be looking to make up the positions as he now has the DRS on Feeman. Heading into turns 8 and 9. Oh, he's going off again. Look at the penalties. Freeman's, well, he's got 3 seconds. Saffron City currently sitting in 7th. He's got 9 seconds worth of penalties. However, he's almost 9 seconds ahead of Feeman. We got a yellow flag over at Sector 1. That's the Haas of Tim Lee, who I think has hit the wall over, I believe that's coming out of turn 4, maybe into 5. Something certainly happened with him, and that car does not seem to be acting right. Does he have any wing damage? Well, it doesn't appear to be, but something has happened with that car. As we have Freeman now, he's going to be trying to make the overtake on Freeman as they head into turns 1 and 2. Freeman in the Mercedes having another lockup. So we got a yellow flag over in Sector 1 again. I believe that was a Renault of either Super Nunez or Best Pawns, whichever one it was. Scavney currently sitting 3rd in the McLaren. Slowly maybe starting to drop back a little bit on second place Narniel. Narniel currently sitting only a second and a half ahead of Scavney. He's got a 3-second time penalty. So he's going to be looking to keep that second spot, maybe largen that gap up a little bit. As Freeman, still spectating Freeman, as they head into turn 10. No lockup that time. He's actually handled that corner pretty well. Always had to lip drift a little bit. Freeman starting to pull out to a comfortable little distance of just about a second and a half. Here comes Scavney now. Very soon, possibly going to be making a move on Narniel. He's almost within the DRS zone. None of the top 6 have pit yet, at least on the second round. I'm not entirely sure if these other stops are strategy or if they're just, you know, front wing replacements. I could be wrong, as we've got another 2 cars going to the pits. That's Freeman, and Best Bond's currently in the pit as well. Scavney, he's got the DRS as they head down the straight, going into turns 13 and 14. Narniel's got a lot of pace right now, but Scavney is not going to let him have an easy ride to the finish here. As we are now under 15 laps to go. Narniel's held a great line in that corner. As now they're going to be heading into turns 3 and 4. Still watching Scavney here. He's shrunk the gap to only about half a second as they head through 6 and 7. JC Blackley in the Red Bull has just picked up a penalty. I'm not sure how much that's going to affect his position. It surely can't help him. Narniel's got really wide coming out of turn 9, and this is going to be an interesting battle going into turn 10. Heading down the straight into turn 10. Is Scavney going to try to get the position? No, he's not. He's going to play it safe. Narniel may have gone a little bit wide. Scavney's going to be right up on his bumper going through the DRS zone. This overtake for second, it's coming. There goes Scavney around the left-hand side, and Scavney has retaken the second spot. A great move for him as they now head into 13 and 14. Let's see if Narniel can have a go at getting the position back. Narniel's going to have the DRS. Or he won't. Okay, thought he did. Guess not. It's all good. So Scavney was showing some great patience there. As you saw, Narniel got really, really wide coming out of turn 9. Scavney has played that absolutely to perfection on getting that overtake. Well done from him. As Heavy S is overtaking JC, as JC's taking his stop. He's taking his penalties as well from the looks of it. No, he's going to be exiting now. Nearly running over the foot of that McLaren worker there. So Narniel starting to drop back just a little bit on second place of Scavney. As they head into turn 10. Scavney's got a major lockup going into the corner. He's also gone out a little bit wide. Best Pawns have received another time penalty. I believe that's 18 seconds worth of time penalties for Best Pawns. As Domingos, I believe, has just overtaken Feeman going through the 3 and 4 chicane. Yes, he has. And we'll stay put with Feeman for right now. Is he going to get the DRS? The answer is yes, he will. He's also got Super Ninus right behind him. Well, not right behind. He's got about 2 second gap, but still. Could be closing very shortly. As now Domingos and Feeman, they head into turn 10. Oh, Domingos has gotten onto the grass there a little bit. Jace, that's... Sorry, which Red Bull am I spectating? Feeman. He's going to have DRS, is he? I guess. Oh no, he's going to be taking a stop here. So Feeman's going to be taking his pit stop. Interesting stuff there. I figured he would have tried to take the spot away from Domingos, but no, he opts for the pit stop as well. Or otherwise. Feeman, it doesn't appear that he's going to lose too many spots. Freeman has picked up 9th. Narniel now, he's closed the gap to within a second on Scavney as they head through 13 to 14. Super Ninus has picked up a time penalty for multiple warnings. So this has been a pretty tight and constant battle for second place all race so far. Sadistic King has had nothing to do. He might as well give him the paper to read. He's had to do no defensive driving whatsoever. Ever since he took the lead, he's had a commanding one. So this is certainly the result that the Williams would have wanted. They're currently sitting 6th in the Constructors. So, I mean, yeah, this is... I think both Williams right now, Saffron City currently sitting 4th, though he does have a solid amount of penalties. I'm going to be... I'm going to be mistaken here. Yeah, Saffron City's got 12 seconds of penalties now. I was going to say 9, but then he picked up another one. Sadistic King's gone a bit wide. Are we going to turn 10 there? Saffron City, he's made himself up 10 spots since the beginning of this race. So it appears Scabney has... Well, Scabney's going to be entering the pits there. He looks a little fast. He's going to pick up a penalty. He won't. So, second and third currently going into the pits. Here comes Scabney. Got to take his spot. Narniel and the Alpha Tauri. Oh, that's going to be a close battle coming out of the pits now. So Scabney's made actually a really good stop. So now if you're Sadistic King, do you think you'd pit this time by? He's got 20 seconds of gap on Scabney, who's currently sitting second. He hasn't made his second stop yet. With 10 to go this time by. As excuse me, Tim Lee in the Haas has picked up 3 seconds. So currently, let's see what Sadistic King does here. Is he going to take the? Is he going to take the pit? He does. So now, here comes Scabney in second place. He's going through turn 10. He's got a lot of ground to make up currently on Sadistic King. However, he's going to certainly close that gap. Still a little while behind. C. Freeman gets the time penalty as Scabney. He's going to be coming through 13-14 here, and now Sadistic King is leaving the pits. He's surely going to be keeping this position. Oh, it's going to be very, very tight coming into turns 1 and 2. Sadistic King still holding the position. He's got about 3 seconds over Scabney in second. I must say, despite the brilliant move, as Tim Lee's gone off over there in turns 13 and 14, he is. We find him in the grass. So as I was saying before, I was rudely interrupted by Tim Lee. Partially what's going to win Sadistic King this race, if he ends up winning, it's going to be that pit strategy. Because he had the great start, which certainly helped, and he started to completely put so much ground between him and second place. Not to mention the fact he's timed his pit strategy to perfection, as he's already increased the gap to 4.5 seconds. As we have Domingos here, he could possibly be making a move on its Heavy S in the racing points, as they're going to be heading through the DRS zone this time. I don't think Domingos is going to have the DRS. Oh, he does. So this is going to be an interesting battle here. So 9 laps to go now. Narniel in the Alpha Tauri, he set his fastest lap. Fastest lap of the race, actually. As they head through into the DRS zone now, here's Domingos. Can he be making a move on its Heavy S this time by? Let's see if he does. He's going to have the run. He's going to have the run out. I'm coming through the straight. Going to be very close, and Heavy S just lets him have the spot. As they head through the chicane. Oh, I thought he was going to make contact there. He didn't. 3-second penalty for its Heavy S. So the Racing Point has not only lost a spot, but now also has picked up another penalty. That is certainly not what he wanted. Shout out to Feeman in the Red Bull, currently sitting 10th. He's got no penalties at all. Only him and our top 2 of Sadistic King and Scabney still have no penalties. So Domingos took the position on its Heavy S. Heavy S might actually be making a move here, coming to this next DRS zone as they head through 6 and 7. This is going to be a close one here. Let's watch Heavy S. It's going to be very close as they head down the straight and into 8 and 9. This battle into turn 10 is probably going to be a really close one. We got a back marker. I think that's a Williams. No, that's a Haas. So I believe that's Tim Lee. As they head through turn 10, it's going to be a close one here. Heavy S is going to get the DRS coming down the straight. The Domingos has DRS as well. Okay. Domingos has a bit of a lockup ahead of him. Heavy S may or may not have cut that corner just a little bit. As we got Narniel Now within half a second of Scavney for second place. Narniel, however, still has the penalty, so Scavney just has to... I don't know if he necessarily has to try too hard to... I don't know if he has to try ridiculously hard to keep that second spot, because I'm pretty sure he's going to get it anyways. Heavy S picks up another penalty. Narniel's only got 3 seconds. Saffron City, currently sitting 4th, he's got 12 seconds. Heavy S has 12 seconds. Best Pawns has worked his way up to 21 seconds. It's going to be a tight battle here within these next couple laps. Scavney, second place, has picked up the penalty. Goodness me, now this becomes interesting because Scavney has just picked up the penalty for 3 seconds. So now this becomes a battle for position. Prior to that past incident, this was not really a battle for position. Scavney could have given up the position and been okay with it, but now he needs to fight to keep the second spot as Narniel is going to have the DRS coming through the straight here. It's going to be a very tight battle within these last 5 or 6 laps here. As JC Blackley, he might make a move on Saffron City. Possibly, very shortly. Not very far behind. Narniel, we're going to go back to him as they head through turn 10. This is going to be a close one. Who's going to get the better line? It looks like it's going to be Scavney's going to get the better line here. Narniel's come out really shallow in the corner. He's going to have the DRS this time by. Now this is going to be interesting. Let's see what happens here. Is how much defense is Scavney going to play? Is he going to be able to hold him off going into turn 13? And it looks like he will. Narniel taking his time, waiting for the right opportunity to strike. He's going to have DRS this time by. I don't think he's going to be able to overtake him now. You got a couple cars coming out of the pit here. They better have a clean corner. Oh, and Narniel's really trying to put the pressure on Scavney here now. Within half a second as they're going to be heading through 3 and 4 very shortly. No, Scavney's he's slowly but surely lengthening that gap as JC might be making a move on Saffron City as they head into turns 1 and 2. Let's watch what unfolds here. Here comes JC. Saffron's got a bit wide going into that corner. JC doesn't have to necessarily fight too hard for this position. He still has... Saffron City has 12 seconds worth of penalties ahead of him. Heavy S in the Racing Point might be making a move on Domingos very shortly, but we're going to watch JC fight for 4th right here. JC's got the DRS. Getting into turn 8 and 9. Oh, JC's taking that corner a little too shallow. He's probably gotten a warning for that. Now here they come into turn 10. Now this is where the drama happens. JC's going to try the inside. Is he going to get the spot? Oh, they make contact. JC's made contact with Saffron City. Surely he's given himself some front wing damage as well. Ooh, and, you know, I think me personally would have tried to take in that move, but JC's surely just hurt his race right there. Saffron City has suddenly become an AI. Oh, not anymore. Okay. So we're going to check back in on them very soon. We're going to go back up to Narniel in 3rd as they head through 8 and 9. Narniel's got to start putting some pressure here on Scavney if he wants that second spot. He has to race for that spot. JC Blackley's going to pick up a 3-second time penalty now. That puts him up to 6. So Domingo's currently sitting in 6th place. Oh, he's got 3 seconds of himself. Oh, this penalty is telling you who's going to end up in what position's a mess. But here comes Narniel. Not close enough yet to make up the position right now. He certainly has to fight for that position, though. He's got 4 more laps to do it. He goes through turns 1 and 2. Let's believe JC might be making a move. No, not yet. Still about half a second back. Here comes Narniel. They're now heading into 6 and 7. Scavney. Is he going to be able to hold off this position going into the DRS zone? Narniel might be looking to go into the inside here. Scavney's playing some really good defensive driving. He's got Narniel all over him in the back. And Scavney has done some really good defensive driving, but it's not over yet. Narniel's gotten a really good run at him through the DRS zone. Now they're going to be heading into turn 10. Is Narniel going to try the inside? No, he's just going to hope that Scavney gets a lockup, and he does. He's going to try the inside. Is he going to come away with it? He doesn't yet. However, the DRS zone is going to be coming up right now. This is going to be a tight battle here for second spot. Here comes Narniel right on the back bumper. Scavney is going to go to the right-hand side, and Narniel is going to take over second, but now here they come into turns 13 and 14. Narniel's going to take this corner really well, and he does. Narniel waited for the right moment to strike. However, Scavney's still right behind him. This is going to be a tight battle for second place here. It's been for quite some time now. And now towards the end of the race, we've got 3 laps to go. Really becoming a very interesting battle, to say the least, as Saffron City might pick up, I'd say, 4th very shortly, but he's got enough penalties to, well, I believe he'll be finishing somewhere around 7th or 8th now. Saffron City has just overtaken JC. JC's gone a little bit too shallow in turn 13 and 14 there. He's cut across the corner. But now here's Scavney with the DRS. Now this is going to come down to the wire, this battle right here. I'm telling you now, this is going to come down to the front stretch. Unless they wreck each other, which very well may happen. Scavney has just gone a little bit too shallow over the corner. Surely he's picked up a warning for that, but here they come now into turn 10. Scavney's really hoping for a mess up for Narniel right here. Oh, and Scavney's gotten a little bit loose coming off the corner. Goodness me, that could have toasted his chances, at least for this lap. Into turns 13 and 14. This battle for second place still very tight. Scavney had a major lockup. I think he still lost a lot of ground to Narniel here as they now head into turns 1 and 2. Sadistic King, currently in turns 3 and 4. He's got 2 laps to go now. Here's Narniel. Scavney's right behind him, about a half a second behind. Scavney surely going to be looking to make up this position in the DRS zone. It's going to be very tight. This one's going to come down to the wire. Saffron City currently sitting 5th in the Williams. He's looking to make up on the spot on JC Blackley, even though I don't really think it's going to matter. He's got 12 seconds worth of penalties. So does Super Ninas in the Renault, currently sitting 8th. Through 8 and 9, Scavney. Yellow flag over here in Sector 3. Something's happened ahead of them. I'm not quite sure who it was. Here they come now. Through turn 11. I believe that's actually 11 and 12, actually. I guess that little kink in the straight's called turn, apparently. So here we go. Final lap of the race. Sadistic King, he's got it all to himself this win. Here comes Scavney down the front stretch, side by side, into turn 1. They may have touched there as they head down the straight into turn 1. Scavney's taken the position at the last minute as they head into turn 1 and 2. Someone's gone off right there. I believe that's Tim Lee. So now this becomes interesting because Narniel still has a good opportunity. This race, this battle, as I said, is going to come down to the wire. Nobody else really close together all that much in the field, and penalties is going to sort it out anyway. So this is what we're going to stick with here. Sadistic King, I'll switch over to him when he's going to be crossing the line. Narniel's picked up a time penalty. You got to be kidding me. Narniel had it in the bag. He could have had the overtake on this DRS zone, but he's gone off in turn 6 and 7. He's picked up a 3-second penalty, and surely second place is locked up for Scavney now, unless Scavney somehow makes an error going into turn 10, which, by the way, you can certainly get a track limits penalty there. Oh, they're going to touch at turn 10! Oh, it's got to be very close through the corner. I think what Narniel's going to try to do here, Narniel's going to try to get the right-hand side, as Sadistic King, he's had the day all to himself, hasn't had too much of a problem. He's going to be going across the line here very shortly. Sadistic King picks up the first win of the year for Williams. Round 3 belongs to Sadistic King and the Williams as someone's gone off in front of the leaders. What has happened here? What? Okay, so we've had an incident here. Narniel's DNF'd! I cannot believe what I've just seen. Narniel, Best Pawns got wicked loose coming out of turn 14, slid in front of Narniel. Narniel has DNF'd. He had third place, at least. Goodness me, what has happened here? Best Pawns, I saw, got really loose coming out of the corner. He hit the wall coming out of turn 14, and somehow managed to wedge himself in between Narniel and Scavney, and it got into Narniel. Narniel had third place in the bag. JC Blackley is going to take third place in the most wild turn of events I've seen yet. I said it was going to come down to the wire. I wasn't wrong, was I? Wow. Unbelievable stuff here. I cannot believe what I've just seen. Narniel, I think, is going to take 10th place from what it looked like. Goodness me, what has just taken place. Saffron City gets driver of the day, but goodness me. Wow, Narniel. Feels so bad for the man. He had third place locked up. Even if he wasn't going to get second, he had third. He had third. JC was nowhere near him on the time penalty. I don't think he was. I think JC was well behind in third place. And by well, not third place. I think he was in fourth. I believe he was at least 7 seconds behind. And Narniel getting the podium stripped away from him in the most dramatic fashion. He is going to end up finishing 10th. We got Sadistic King winning the race in the Williams, Scavney second, JC Blackley third in the Red Bull. Domingos, the other McLaren, finishing fourth. Good race for him. Saffron City, the Williams, in fifth. It's Heavy S. Good day for him in the Racing Point, finishing sixth. That is exactly what that team's needed. Feeman in the other Red Bull, sitting seventh at the end of that one. Super Ninas, the Renault, in eighth. Freeman, ninth in the Mercedes. That's a good result for Mercedes. Narniel, unfortunately as it may be, finishes 10th in the AlphaTauri. 11th, Racing Ginger, on his debut for this, has had a really good showing. He finishes 11th. Razor Guy in the Ferrari, 12th. Tim Lee in the Haas, 13th. 14th, Chucky Corgi in the other Mercedes. 15th, Best Puns of the Renault. 16th, Spool and Dub in the AlphaTauri. And then 17th, Tear the Tear in the Alfa Romeo. Goodness me, I'm out of breath. I have absolutely just... I'm going to be watching that replay over 20 times throughout once it's uploaded. But on that note, guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being a part of this league. And we will see you next week, which I believe, if I hear correctly, we're going to be going to Bahrain next week. Let me make sure that's a thing. Next week is actually France. The Circuit de Paul Richard. Going to France. Not necessarily one of my favorite tracks, but certainly a good one for sure. So thank you all for watching, and we will see you next time.